The Five Laws of Gold. What really causes the rich to get richer and the poor to get poorer. Have you ever heard of the book The Richest Man in Babylon by George S. Clason that was written in 1926? If you have not, you should go to the nearest library and borrow a copy. You will thank me later. The book revolves around parables by a fictional character from ancient Babylon. From this book came the Five Laws of Gold. Gold is the money you have in present times. Remember that the book was written in 1926 and set in ancient Babylon when gold was used as a currency. So, let us dive into the laws of managing your money based on the book The Richest Man in Babylon. It is truly amazing how a book written in 1926 still states information applicable to present time. This just goes to show that we have also had the same situation and challenges about handling our finances. Welcome to Financial Freedom and Finance channel. Here we upload videos to give you a helping hand in reaching your financial goals. We hope to give you tips for achieving financial freedom from one video at a time. If you are new here, do not forget to subscribe to our channel for more videos about financial literacy. Maybe the inflation, stock market, supply and demand are all too complex for a lot of us to understand and process. This doesn't mean that you are doomed and will be poor forever. Luckily, there are basic principles that you can follow to manage your finances, starting with the first law of gold. Gold cometh gladly, an increasing quantity to any man who will put by not less than 1/10 of his earnings to create an estate for his future and that of his family. This means you need to pay yourself first. I repeat, pay yourself first before anything or anyone else. Once your paycheck gets credited to your bank, pay yourself first by saving 10% of your income. You can set up an auto transfer from your payroll to savings account to automate this. For most of us, we are not born with a silver spoon in our mouth. We need to work hard for our money. So why don't you pay yourself first before Amazon, utility bills, and more when you work hard for that money? You also need to remember that if you are not saving a certain percentage of your income and spending everything, you will not have the money to invest. Investing is the key to financial freedom, which leads us to the second law of gold. Gold laboreth diligently and contentedly for the wise owner who finds for it profitable employment, multiplying even as the flocks of field. Understanding that money should work for you and not the other way around is important. Sit down and list down all your expenses in an Excel spreadsheet. Now, add another column and name this column necessities or luxury. Continue with marking each expense as necessity or luxury, whichever one applies. It may not be easy to group which ones are needs and the ones that are wants, but you can simply ask yourself the question, do I need this? Do you need the new bag when you have a lot of bags in perfect condition? If the answer to your question is no, then that is just a luxury you do not need. Think about this the next time you thought of buying something. Ask yourself where you would list what you want to buy now. Will it be under necessity or luxury? Skip buying if it will just be a luxury. You will start seeing changes in your expenses and your savings will grow. With your savings growing, you should start looking at where you can invest. There are plenty of options for you to invest in, like properties, stocks, bonds, mutual funds, and more. Study and put in the work to know where to invest, which is where the third law comes in. Before we explain the third law, do you have any tips about investing? Share it on the comment section below. And if you are new to this channel, go ahead and subscribe for you to not miss out important learnings on how to handle your finances. Now let us go back to the video. Gold clingeth to the protection of the cautious owner who invests under the advice of men wise in its handling. You do not want your hard-earned money to go to waste. As previously mentioned, study and research where you will be investing on before making a decision. Find a mentor, a consultant, someone experienced before making an investment. Do not just invest from what you are hearing as the talk of the town. If you are wise, you will exhaust all efforts to learn and understand where you are putting your money. You do not want a software developer to build your house, right? So, do not base your decision on what you think is a good investment. Instead, seek knowledge from the professionals. Fourth law of gold. Gold slippeth away from the man who invests it in businesses or purposes with which he is not familiar or which are not approved by those skilled in its keep. The easiest way to explain this is by example. You now have saved 10% of your income and now ready to invest. You heard that foreign exchange is a good investment now. You also heard it is now or never for foreign exchange. That this is the best time to invest in foreign exchange. Although you do not know anything about foreign exchange, because everyone is raving about the high return of Forex, you decided to invest your savings to foreign exchange. The foreign exchange you invested on ended up being a scam and you lost your savings, all because you were swayed and decided to invest without being cautious. Do not invest on something you have no idea about. Follow the third rule and do your homework. Study where you will put your money. Fifth law of gold. Gold flees the man who would force it to impossible earnings, or who followeth the alluring advice of tricksters and schemers, or who trusted to his own inexperience and romantic desires in investment. Very commonly in investing, low risk means low return and high risk means high return. If you ever receive an offer to invest in something with small capital and you are promised to have big returns, run. I say run because this does not reflect reality. There is no shortcut to getting rich. There is no millionaire overnight story. You have to put in a lot of work for high returns. Sometimes the amount of work you put in will not provide high return in the timeline you expect because getting wealthy takes time. Consider picking the book The Richest Man in Babylon up. You will learn timeless advice about handling your finances. You will never regret picking a book that has worked for decades and decades and still relevant to this day. Managing your money is not an easy task. Help yourself by reading books that will add to your knowledge and self-development. That is it for today's video. I hope you were able to learn a thing or two about handling your finances and where you should get started if you want to achieve financial freedom. We will see you in the next video.